participant by rejoin.
Sir, am I audible? Am I audible?
Hello.
Hello, am I audible? Sir, am I audible?
Hello.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, audible.
A very good one, a very good morning to one and all present here for the Faculty Development Program. Myself, Dr. Shantu Mandal, Assistant Professor of Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Assam Downtown University. Like to welcome you all on behalf of our department. The Assam Downtown University is the best private university of Assam in the entire northeast region of India with NAC accreditation. I consider it as great honor to welcome this program. It gives me immense pleasure to extend to our all very warm greeting on behalf of Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Assam Downtown University. Our today FDP focus on paradigm shift in pharmaceutical education and research in post-pandemic era. It is my pleasure to privilege to welcome all to grace the FDP. I am pleasure to our Dean, Dr. Biplab Kumar Jain, who has been the guiding force for all activities. I welcome we have HOD Dr. Minmay Bosak, who leads us in all our department activities. Before starting with our technical session, I humbly request to Honorable Dean Dr. Biplab Kumar Jain sir to kind address the virtual gathering. Please welcome sir.
Yeah, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rahul?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Just wait few seconds. Our dean will be join and he will attend the gathering. Just wait for few seconds. Dean has some technical issues, so he will join soon. Okay, sir.
Just for a while.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
was
sir.
audible.
Yes, audible, sir. Just wait, sir. Let our dean will connect us soon and he will attend the gathering. After that, we will discuss, sir.
Sure. Right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now, before starting with our technical session, I humbly request to Honorable Dean Dr. Biplab Kumar Dey sir kindly address the virtual gathering. Please welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mondal. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
First of all, I'm extremely sorry because of poor connectivity today here. I'm not able to switch on my video. Please bear with me. So, a very good morning to each and everyone who have joined us on this so that share the different contents that we discussed during this ATP. The ATP has been planned by Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences since a long time, but because of the ongoing examination schedule in almost every institute, we could not hold the event earlier than this. So we have finally come out with the faculty development program with the theme of a paradigm shift in pharmaceutical education and research in post-pandemic era. And we have with us Professor Dr. Krishna Mohan Chinnala, who is the best person to actually do justice to the theme what we have taken up this time. So we are honored to have him as the keynote speaker with us today. Very welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And we have renowned speakers down the line throughout the next 6 days. And I'm sure all the participants are going to get immense benefit in terms of assimilation of the knowledge and the gathering and dissemination of the recent and current information on pharmaceutical education and research. Because all of us we know that pre-pandemic and post-pandemic era, there are certain differences in using the tools in gathering the data, in execution of the experiments and different methodologies. So all these changes has happened, and we have, as a pharmaceutical professional, I can say that we were really prompt in giving reaction to this, pandemic situation, and we were very fast to take up the changes and adapt with the diverse situation that we have faced. So I once again welcome all the participants, and I'm sure that you please be attentive and listen to all the lectures carefully, because this is going to help not only your academics but also your research activities to pursue in a better way. So with this, I welcome once again our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Krishna Mohan Chinnala. The dais is yours.
Sir, I am happy in welcoming the faculty members.
Elected as a president for APPI, and he also has received so many awards. And he also received API Distinguished Teacher Award in 2017 from Association of Pharmacy Professionals. He has vast knowledge in pharmacy-related education. So welcome, sir, to grace your thought or speak. Sir, welcome to our FGC.
Thank you, Rahul, for a nice introduction. And thank you, Dean sir, for the initiation and conducting a program in a appropriate topic. When Durga Prasad approached me and asked me to deliver a lecture in it, and I asked the topic. Immediately he said he has sent the topic, and it is topic of the day. Actually, it is important for each and every teacher and researcher too. Okay, a teacher is not only teacher, of course, everybody is involving in research also, especially pharma teachers. Okay, in recent APTI elections, we got so much of importance, and every teacher came into limelight, especially pharmacy teachers. Of course, whether he's a teacher or a leader or a researcher, but they came others came to know about all the teachers who are involving in teaching and research effectively. Okay, I appreciate Downtown University and the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences for selecting a optimized topic for the FDP. And shall I share my PPT now? So now I will focus on the topic, because you made me as a keynote speaker. First half an hour I will speak on that, and then I'll switch to the latest research area, that is pharmacogenomics.
Sure, sir.
Just wait for a while. I'm unable to see my PPT. Just wait for a while. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, visible.
Presentation.
Presentation not yet visible, so it's visible, sir, now. Can you? Yes. No, it's gone again.
No. Only the window is visible, not the presentation, right?
Yes, now everything is done. Can we share it once more?
So I'm trying, sir. Now, sir?
Yes, presentation is visible. Kindly keep full screen. Yes, yes. Yeah, visible, sir. Fully visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Right. Thank you. Thanks for your support. So I'm extremely happy to deliver the keynote address in the faculty development program of paradigm shift in pharmaceutical education and research in post-pandemic era. which is organized by Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Assam Downtown University, Assam. Okay, I have gone through the website in the morning. Of course, you people are doing excellent, and you are conducting 60 plus programs at your university, and I have seen few programs also, which are very much useful for the society and the students. I appreciate the efforts of Assam Downtown University in providing the education, and in a short time, okay, of starting pharmacy in 2010, it seems. When I have gone through with your SIF, 2010, you have started BPharm, and next BPharm practice, then diploma, then pharmaceutics, MPharm, then pharmacology, right? So it shows the aggressiveness of the institute and the passion towards educating the people around you or nearby, or of course you are inviting the people from national level. Okay, it is a good thing. And today's topic is need of the hour, actually. Okay, so it is about my institute. Is it visible, sir? Hello? Hello? Any one of you, is it visible?
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Is slide change? Or the first slide
Yes.
only?
First slide only, it's still.
No?
Yes, it's changing now. Thank you.
Right. This is my institute. It is Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions. It is an integrated campus. We have 3 schools: School of Pharmacy, School of Engineering, and School of Management Sciences. So the concept of integrated campus is all together, all schools together should contribute something to the society. That is the concept. Of course, we are trying our level best. Okay, so we will go into the topic, paradigm shift in pharmaceutical education in post-pandemic era. So first, I have taken it education. Okay, then we will discuss about research. A lot of research have been done during the pandemic, and of course, post-pandemic era also it is going on. So with the spread of coronavirus, an unprecedented number of students around the world are not able to go to schools, colleges, universities to stop the spread of pandemic COVID-19. Of course, we pharmacists worked as frontline warriors also during the pandemic, and most of the students, especially the students belongs to Pharma D, are involved in distribution of medicines to the affected people in COVID-19. But there was no recognition for the Pharma D students or pharmacy students or pharmacists or the teachers as frontline warriors. Only doctors were, and the cleaning personality, they got the credit only. Just it is because of our fault only. We have to advertise ourselves, not only working hard. So we have to show what we have done during COVID-19 and all. That's what the problem with us. We are working hard and we are not getting recognition. Okay, teaching learning process was not that effective during pandemic. Okay, of course, every teacher will accept it because online teaching is not equal to offline teaching, and the epidemic is expected to have enormous economic concerns, and it is also having devastating effects on global education, not only Indian education in general and pharma education in particular. It has shown so much of effect on economy and education of entire world, not only we suffered, but whatever the developed countries adopted the procedures, they delivered the content in a optimized manner. When we can discuss with our developing country like India, there was so many technical glitches was there during the pandemic lectures and all. Okay, so it shows the main thing is the student and faculty must be passionate towards the learning if it is a student, and passionate towards teaching if it is teacher. So that proved whoever passionate towards teaching, whoever passionate towards learning, they learned the things, and the teaching learning process was effective. But whoever taken it in a easy manner and all, it was not that effective. That's why I'm saying the positive corner is there, and even negatives also were there with online education during post COVID pandemic. And with the rapid spread of coronavirus, educational institutions around the world are making a radical decision to switch from traditional delivery of lecture, face-to-face course content deliveries, to online content delivery. So you people can accept that online content delivery has so many opportunities, but the students have not utilized it properly, I can say. Okay, not the teachers. We can't blame the teachers. They worked a lot. Of course, all of us know in pharma teaching, so many problems we faced during last 2 years. But even though the faculty with dedication, they worked and they delivered the content whatever they want to deliver, but it was not effectively reached the student. And of course, in face-to-face traditional teaching methodology also, we can't give an assurance that 100% students got the benefit from our class or lecture. The same thing happened here. Whoever interested, they learned in online mode, and whoever not interested, they missed the content. And the main problem with teaching learning process here is updation of the faculty. If you are not updated, you will be outdated. So if the faculty are not updated how to take classes online, and what are the tools available for online classes, and how best we can prepare those things and all, are missed here. So many people, of course, so many faculty development programs were conducted by the government, by so many institutions to give information and to train the faculty effectively to deliver the lectures to the students, content development and digital content preparation, e-learning, and so many things they learn from the faculty development programs also. After those programs, the teaching learning process, digital teaching learning process was effective. So faculty development programs will increase the skills of the faculty. So my request to faculty is, all of you please try to attend maximum faculty development programs, and it is a golden opportunity for us to attend this type of FDPs, because online we can sit in the college and we can attend the faculty development program, and we can upgrade our knowledge and skills, so that we can updated ourselves to deliver the lectures to the students effectively. And the major paradigm shift that will potentially reshape the future of Indian education system in general and pharmacy education in particular, with the accelerated adoption of digital technology. That is very much important. Everybody, every teacher must adopt the technology. I am not saying the traditional teaching is not that useful. For example, my teacher, when he went to Libya and started like a PPT presentation in his class, he is a pharmaceutical chemistry faculty, and immediately the information went to the dean that the professor is delivering lecture using PPT. Okay, then the dean came to the classroom and said, no, that this Adam Mamnu means it is prohibited. So then the professor asked, why you are saying it is prohibited? You tell me how the students will learn how to write the structure of a benzene if you are presenting it in a PPT or LCD projector, through LCD projector and all, or else your sheets, transparent sheets and all. There was no answer. It is true, actually. If such type of things are there, you have to use chalk and board only. The traditional method only will teach the student how to write the structure of a benzene, where to start and where to end. But now the technology is developed. Okay, you can use the whiteboard and other technologies where you can draw the structures on the e-content on the board, whiteboard. Then students also can learn how to where to start and where to end the structure of a benzene and all. All those days gone about the traditional way of teaching and all. So post-pandemic era, of course we updated ourselves. Still we have to update ourselves to deliver the content effectively to the students, because the advantages with digital technology, you can deliver large content in less time. That is a great advantage for any teacher. And few things are there. When we were in B.Pharm, our physiology teacher used to draw the structure, entire structure for half an hour, and he used to take the class for half an hour. So now it is not at all needed. So you can show the pictures and you can show the animations, you can show the videos, okay, to reach the student effectively. Okay, but you have to motivate the student or encourage the student. First, you have to generate interest on the content with the students. That is very much important. Otherwise, simply if you are delivering a lecture, it is called oral dehydration. Okay, instead of that, whatever the knowledge you have, make it into a effective content and deliver it in a effective manner. If you prepared a medicine and if you are not preparing it, you synthesized a new medicine and you are not preparing it into a suitable formulation, then what is the fun in discovering a new drug and all? This is also same. Okay, the faculty must prepare the content according to the reach of students. So that is very much important. So the COVID-19 situation is a blessing in disguise to experiment with new tools and technologies to make education delivery meaningful to the students who cannot go to campuses. Of course, even government also has taken so many initiatives for the students and which can be useful for the faculty also. Maybe you all know about NPTEL courses, YM courses, MOOCs, modules, etc. All are introduced by the central government of India, and they are very much useful for the faculty to improve their knowledge and skills. Okay, so we have to adapt the technology according to the updation, right? According to the situation And of course, ours will comes under technological education, technical education. Means we have to improve or adapt the technology, whatever we are already using. Then only you will be like recognized as a good teacher in the class. Otherwise, students will ignore you, or they won't give respect to you if you are not updating yourself. And you have to take it as in a positive way. Of course, so many teachers died due to COVID. At this like juncture, I can say that they attended duties and got COVID and died because of their duty only. Still, we can take it in a positive way. It gave an opportunity to be more knowledgeable and to be more productive while developing new skill sets and accelerated professional skills through online learning and assessment. So not only students, we also must learn about assessment, and then you adopt it and you ask the students also to adapt the mechanism and give 100% learning from your teaching. Educational challenges and opportunities posed by the unexpected outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, we have to analyze those things. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and your challenges. So see here, the challenges and opportunities both are there with the pandemic COVID-19. Post-COVID era, whoever grabs the opportunity, they will become successful in their career, whatever the career it may be. And especially pharma field got a good image and name in with the people. They came to know about the vaccines and all. You see, if you think about the research in this COVID time, my close friend who is a professor in Usmania Hospital, Hyderabad, Usmania Medical College, he himself, they need to take Indian originated vaccine in the beginning. What he said is, I'll wait for the vaccine of Pfizer to enter into India. So, but later, so many doctors died due to COVID, and all the doctors accepted the research product of Indian pharmacists. That is a great thing, and we have to appreciate all the pharmacists who are working in industrial pharmacists who made these vaccines available for the common man for a less price and saved the lives of crores of people, and they distributed or they exported the vaccine to other countries also, and involved in saving the lives of other country people also, not only our country. And the doctors were in a queue to get the vaccine, Covaxin or Covishield, whatever the vaccine produced by Indian pharmacists. So that is the power of a pharmacist here. So we have to be proud for this. And of course, the post-pandemic research also is increasing. So many friends of mine who are in pharma industry are saying that they are going to start CROs, contract research organizations. So many are coming out from the industry, and so many people are calling me and asking for students, candidates for recruiting in different positions, B.Pharm, M.Pharm and all. So that itself indicates that we got so many opportunities and in industry also. And of course, the admissions in pharma institutions itself indicating that the interest generated in the common people about pharmacy. Right? So many parents are now ready to send their students for pharmacy courses because they want to see their kids as scientists to discover new medicines and all. And what is our role here? So we have to fulfill the dreams of a student and the parent and all the stakeholders. Okay, and what we have to work with triple D. Okay, if you have determination, dedication, and discipline, so obviously the fourth D will follow automatically. Okay, that is the development. So if you work with the dedication, determination, and discipline, the students also will follow you. And of course, till now we don't have any discovery of new medicines. What we are doing is whatever discovered in Western countries, we are conducting BA/BE studies here. Okay, after expiry of its patent, we are getting the molecule and we are adding some excipients other than the original company use, and we are releasing the drug into market and getting the profits simply, not at all concentrating much on research. But it is the time for a teacher to imbibe the idea or interest in research in students. It is our role. We have to involve in research, and we have to ask the students or insist the students to involve research. If it is a small project also, you ask them to get the information, you give them homework for literature correction and all, then they will get interest in research. If you yourself saying giving them one article and read the article and do the project work and all, that won't give any impact. That's what I am saying. Generate interest in the subject, generate interest in research, generate interest in practical work, generate interest in practicing pharmacy, so that the people will become like perfect pharmacist. I can say everybody is a pharmacist. We are academic pharmacists, community pharmacist is there, hospital pharmacist is there, clinical pharmacist is there, industrial pharmacist is there. Everybody can be called as pharmacist. So we are making all those professionals. So the academic pharmacist must be capable to generate interest to the student in all the areas. Okay, or else in particular area which the student is interested. As a mentor, you can get the information in which area he is showing interest, and you can guide him. You can guide him so that we can provide good pharmacists to the society. Okay, this pandemic has taught us a lesson. So from that we have to learn, and we have to update ourselves, and we have to mold the student into a perfect pharmacist. And you have to think about the society, and you have to get the recognition also, right? So when we will get recognition, for example, why PharmD course is introduced in India? It is just because to give suggestions and support to the doctor in treating the disease. But you tell me, how many of you can say I am imparting 100% knowledge? With that, a pharmacist can suggest doctor about medicines. You keep your hand on your heart and tell me how many of you will say this. Okay, so even you can ask PharmD students also, how many of them are equipped with the skills and knowledge to suggest the doctor in treating the disease. That's why the payment or salaries are very less for even PharmD students also. Otherwise, they would have gone for very good recognition and very good salary. Of course, no doctor will take risk, okay, and hand over his practice to a clinical or pharmacist unless if a pharmacist has good knowledge than the doctor. So please think about it and upgrade your knowledge, and it is a good chance for us. Now the doctors are ready to utilize our services, whether it is a BPharm graduate or diploma in pharmacy or PharmD graduate. So they are ready to listen to us regarding medications. As I told you, one of my friend is a professor. Okay, when he was in PG, when he was doing MD General Medicine, he was my roommate. At the time, I was assistant professor in a college here in Hyderabad. So when I was preparing for the class in pharmacology, I used to ask so many questions to him. One day he said, "Arey Baba, don't ask me so many questions. You are the experts of medicines. You only know more than me about pharmacology. But while practicing, we are getting the knowledge of medicines. That's it. And we won't focus much on pharmacology while doing MBBS also. Our part is diagnosis part and treatment part is yours only." He admitted and he accepted it. But you tell me how many of us are doing justice for our profession. Okay, so many students, they are giving their certificates for rent and working outside. Okay, a doctor is doing his job perfectly, a lawyer is doing, a contractor is doing, everybody is doing their job perfectly, but only pharmacists are not doing their job perfectly. So please imbibe ethics also in students. Okay, so for imbibing ethics in students, first of all, we must have ethics, right? So my request to all the faculty to utilize this post-pandemic opportunities effectively and give full support to the society. Okay, in serving them for the medication and all. Okay, various readily available platforms for the adoption of digital online learning are explored during this pandemic and post-pandemic era. So recommendations are made for the betterment of Indian education system after COVID-19. So you can see so many online education systems are there. Of course, few online education companies got crores of amount, like Byju's is there, Unacademy is there. So many are there. If you are interested as a pharmacy teacher, you also can start such type of apps, and you also can learn. It is a great opportunity for the teacher again. And so many searches were there for the student and the faculty. Now the opportunities are increased to deliver the content effectively, okay, than the offline chalk and board or face-to-face education system. Okay, of course, advantages are there, disadvantages are there, but you have to convert that disadvantages into advantages, then you can achieve whatever you want. Okay, so challenges faced by education system due to COVID-19, so many are there. Okay, educational disruption, child nutrition, parents dilemma, social isolation, non-availability of resource. Okay, then dropout rates tend to raise. Okay, awareness programs, training to use online tools, this is increased. Okay, in NPTEL also so many programs were there, and Atal FDPs also, they conducted so many programs for the teacher to improve their knowledge and skills in delivering e-content. And difficulty in online knowledge transfer for lab courses. Of course, that's what I am saying. Difficulties are there, but we can utilize the apps and softwares to deliver the laboratory course content also effective. See, previously when we were in B.Pharm, we used to conduct practicals on frog rectus abdominis muscle. We sacrificed so many frogs. Okay, now CPCSA banned the experiments on frogs for undergraduate level. What we are doing? We are depending on simulated models. We are imparting knowledge to the students. We are not leaving the receptor drug concept. Okay, we are importing receptor drug concept using simulated models and using so many experimental pharmacology tools. So that's what we can do. Of course, it is not that effective, but we can impart the knowledge by using such type of tools. Okay, so that's why we are practicing here. We are getting a fresh chicken ileum nearby chicken center, and we are asking the students to practice the receptor concept on chicken ileum. So that type of things we can do, but before that, as a preliminary tool, you can show the softwares and simulated models to get the knowledge of receptor concept. So we can adapt it for lab courses also. So negative impact on campus placements, of course, it was there, but now it is restored. So many companies are coming for placements, and now it is doubled. Before COVID and post-COVID, the placement drives were doubled in entire India, because so many people are starting startups of pharma companies, or whoever working in industry coming out and starting pharma company, as I said earlier. So that we have, our students have so many opportunities. Only thing, you have to send them out with good skills and knowledge. Always ask them to follow ASK. Ask them to ask more and more questions during your lecture, so that they will get the knowledge. And A for attitude, S for skill, and K for knowledge. So in the same order they have to follow. Attitude plays top role. Okay, skills they must have, and of course knowledge also must be there with them. If they have ASK with them, they will reach whatever the position they want. Okay, you have to make them to reach their goal. You are the mentor for them. Okay, so adverse impact on student and teacher health. Obviously, we got affected. The students and faculty got affected, and what we learned is we have to utilize this pandemic problems into an opportunity for us to improve our teaching learning process effectiveness. Okay, so the digital divide and gender gap, okay, challenges to the telecommunication service providers, challenges faced by the teachers. Of course, this is a very a big topic we can discuss, challenges faced by the teachers. Of course, students also. So many students give complaint that they are unable to get the internet at rural places. But I got a photograph in internet showing that it has shown that there is a girl who made arrangements on the top of hill, and she was listening to the classes. So that shows the passion towards learning, so that we have to do it. And that incident shows that the interest of student to learn, that if the student is having such type of learning attitude, of course nobody can stop him learning all the content. Okay, of course, teachers got so many problems while delivering the lectures. There was disturbances in the classes. Okay, unable to control the class properly, and so many comments from the students. Okay, so many. But we crossed that pandemic situation, and now we have to utilize that. Okay, the challenges faced by the teachers bringing the classroom online does not mean effective distance learning. Okay, interaction among students and teachers is a very crucial part in learning. The online learning requires strict discipline by the student. Teachers are also facing challenges as many of them are not digitally adept, and the exposure to the online teaching is very little to most of them. Of course, we all should accept it. Of course, the main problem was in online classes is preparing a presentation or e-content. So, preparing a PowerPoint presentation will take minimum 3 hours of time. So, at home, preparing it with balancing like personal life along with professional life, it made so many technical glitches or the problems to the teachers. Of course, everybody overcome it and utilize the opportunity. And now we have to update ourselves. Okay, teaching courses online requires training on developing lesson plans and preparing lecture materials in the form of audio and video. So you have to utilize this opportunity to deliver the content effectively. So tools for teachers to create digital learning content, so many are there. If you search in like internet, you can get all these, and of course more than this also. Like ThinkLink, then Gunsi, okay, Edbuzzle, okay, Kaltura, so many are there. Nearpod, okay, Peer Deck, Squidgel, so many are there, and they are conducting online training how to utilize these softwares also, the tools also. Okay, transition phase of Indian education system, e-learning gateways are there. Okay, probable solutions for it. So maybe just wait for a while. Hello. Yes, tell me. So, yeah, tell me. Okay. Okay, sir. No issue. Okay. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so digital learning management systems are there. Of course, now every teacher is adopted this technology. Teachers' knowledge diversification and collaborative LMS. Okay, and distance learning solutions, government interventions. So many procedures adopted, and with that we got NEP 2020 also. Okay, now they are giving some credits for online learning also to get the certificate for the students. It is a great initiative from the government. Okay, so that the students and the faculty can get the knowledge online. Okay, so mobile platforms for online learning, so many are there. If you search in internet, you can see all these information in internet, and you have to adapt all those things. Then only you can prove that in post-pandemic era you have updated yourself. Otherwise, you will be outdated. That's it. Okay, recommendation to improve Indian education system after COVID. So educational TV programs, overcome language and technology barrier. Okay, now AICT has taken an initiative for giving instructions in local language for technical courses. Recently in Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, 4 colleges of engineering accepted to deliver the content in Telugu. okay, which is a local language of Telangana. So such type of initiations, of course, we don't know the advantages, disadvantages, because just this year only they are introducing it, and even with NEP 2020, so you can discontinue your education and go to a skill development program, and you can come back and join again after second year of your technical education. So such type of things are to develop yourself and to get whatever the knowledge you want, whatever the skills you want. So such type of technological developments are taken place, the initiatives taken place by the government. So we have to utilize all those things. So affordable electronic gadgets and software for EWS students. Okay, government intervention to facilitate e-learning and laptop facility to the students in government schools, and teachers training, common larger medium will work, and experimentation with e-learning options for the future, artificial intelligence and machine learning support to enhance e-learning delivery. Okay, companies should step forward to help, and reopening safe schools and sustaining safe schools and healthy communities, and improvement in time and resource allocation. Okay, all these are recommendation to improve the education system post-COVID. Okay, and my conclusion for this opportunities and challenges for the education for teachers in post-COVID era is, with the immediate closure of institutions in March 2020 to stop the spread of coronavirus, many countries have opted for online distance learning platforms to continue educational services. Of course, we too did that. The students, the studies of the students must not suffer. Therefore, many countries started putting their educational resources on their websites. Okay, please question yourself. How many of you are preparing e-content and keeping in website? So my suggestion here, wherever I deliver a lecture, whatever the hard work I have done to prepare the presentation, I am ready to share my presentation to anyone. Okay, because it will help others to improve their knowledge. Okay, please, faculty, don't think about if you are working hard to develop a content for the subject and keeping in the website, if somebody is copying it and utilizing it, you think in a positive way that your hard work and your prepared content is useful for lakhs of students. So you think in a different way, you are providing service to the people. So please, all the teachers, please prepare e-content effectively by referring so many books. Okay, then textbooks, reference books, internet, journals. You prepare your content and keep in the website. Okay, I am damn sure you will get the recognition. Don't be selfish with your content and all. You give the lectures to all the people, or you send the notes, whoever is asking you, or whoever required that material. If you spread that knowledge, it will change the system, entire system itself. And at the end, first benefit is to student, then to all the stakeholders, including you. So that is my suggestion. Okay, now it is a golden opportunity for us to utilize this online system, and you spread or you give more knowledge in less time through your e-content. Okay, so in some of the institutions, teachers are asked to prepare online digital content and to give online classes to the students. Of course, all the institutions followed this. And in developed countries with robust connectivity, online distance learning is not a big challenge. Whereas in developing countries like India, digital divide is more pronounced, and the penetration of internet, smartphone, or television access and reachability is not equal for all the students. Of course, we have to accept this. And what my suggestion was, the students during the COVID time, whoever approached me with, sir, I am not getting internet. Then I asked them, which service provider you are using? Airtel. So you check which service is good in your area. They said Jio. So please purchase a Jio SIM and immediately you shift to Jio and you attend the classes. So all the students got benefit with this type of suggestions. Okay, and I asked them simple suggestion also. You sit wherever you are getting internet in your home, so that you attend the classes. And I insisted my faculty after their class share the content to the students. Whoever missed the class, they can utilize that e-content or presentation or material, whatever it may be. So we were successful in that. So the success of running online classes depends largely on availability of the digital infrastructure and familiarity with the tools, obviously. So digital infrastructure is the basic one. Okay, if you have the basic infrastructure with you and familiarity with the tools, this is like updating yourself with the tools. Okay, if you won't update yourself, you are not familiar with the tools, then you may not deliver the content effectively. Okay, so that ends with the pharmaceutical education. So my suggestion, please utilize this post-pandemic era effectively and deliver the content effectively. That's what my request to all the teaching fraternity of pharmacy. And next, paradigm shift in pharmaceutical research in post-pandemic era. So already I told you, so many research, like there was jokes also on medication. The best achievement award goes to Dolo 650, and supporting award goes to LIMC, that is vitamin C, and life-saving award goes to Lifetime, or life-saving award goes to Remdesivir. So like that, so many people made jokes and all, but they saved the lives of crores of people on the globe. Okay, and the companies like increased the shifts during COVID to increase the production of medicines according to the demand. So that means in COVID time, all the industrial pharmacies, they worked more than the normal period. So we have to appreciate them. Instead of working in one shift, they worked for 2 shifts also. Okay, one of my senior, Ramarao Udarapu, is working for Bharat Biotech. Okay, he told me how many people suffered while developing the vaccine and all. So we don't know all those things. All those people who affected and who sacrificed their lives and got us new medicines here. Okay, and please think about the research. Okay, academic research. So what I mean to say is, don't think that the research is relevant to in like industries only. So academic research contribution also will be there. The best example is your amphotericin B. Okay, so amphotericin B was discovered and used for as an antifungal agent. Of course, it is useful for leishmaniasis also. So in Kakatiya University, in our lab, under the guidance of Professor V. Venkateshwarlu sir, we worked on amphotericin B novel drug delivery systems. Okay, of course, based on the novel drug delivery systems research of Muller, the great scientist, who is an academician, professor, right? So what happened during COVID? Most of the people, they used this steroids and got affected with fungal infections. And the best and the drug of choice was amphotericin B. Okay, the major problem with amphotericin B was dose-dependent nephrotoxicity. But what researchers did, they prepared it into liposomal formulation, which can overcome that dose-dependent nephrotoxicity and release the drug slowly. Okay, so they were successful in treating the mucormycosis, black fungus, and it is a useful one. Don't think that this research component is from the industry only. No, academic research contribution is there. Not only this, so many examples are there. So many chemical libraries are there with the researchers in universities, in academic research institutes. So many are there. So please think about the research also with dedication. Again, you have to do the research with ethics. If unethical practices are there, then it won't give any impact on Indian research, Indian pharmaceutical research. The same thing will continue. No new drug will be there in future also. Okay, and my request to faculty, please utilize this post-pandemic time for your research and discover new medicines and give it to the society as a gift. And of course, in turn, you also will get the royalty, or you can approach the sponsor to develop the medicine, apply the patent and get the royalty, or you can start a CRO, contract research organization, or else you can earn crores of money in technology transfer also if you involve in research. Okay, I am not exaggerating it, because I told you, my guide, Dr. V. Venkateshwarlu sir, after he left Kakatiya University, joined Dr. Reddy's and he worked there, and he reached up to vice president in Dr. Reddy's. It is not that easy to a teacher to reach vice president in a pharma industry, and he came out from the industry and started his own company called New Heat Technologies in Hyderabad, and he was expert for Natco Pharma and other pharma companies internationally to transfer the technology with his knowledge. You think about this. He is a teacher. Okay, he became a scientist and he transferred the technology and he got so many benefits. And under Professor Rambo sir is there. He used to visit all the pharma companies in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana to solve the problems, whatever they are facing, with his knowledge. Okay, a best example is when he visited Vijayawada to a company who are facing a problem with the ointment development, and he went there and he searched all the procedures, whatever they are following and all, and he asked them how much humidity you are maintaining, temperature and all, and he suggested them, if you control those two parameters, you will get a best formulation. And he came back to Kakatiya University and they followed it and they got best formulation, and they improved their sales also. So think about it. Simple suggestion he gave with his knowledge, which was lacking with the people who were there in that industry, right? So it is our duty to get each and every basic knowledge, and it is our duty to transfer the technology to industries to deliver good products to the society. And not only that, the research products, whatever research products are there, like you have to give wide publicity how they will be used, okay, and you have to remove the myths, okay, among the like misconceptions among the people. Like yesterday in local language, a famous newspaper is there, Enadu. They gave an article how a tablet knows where we have pain and how it reaches in local language. So such type of articles will increase the knowledge of the common man to understand the allopathy system. Otherwise, he will be in a confusion that which one is better, allopathy or homeopathy or Ayurvedic or whatever the other procedures so many people are saying. Okay, so we have to advertise our system, then we have to market our system, then only we will get good profits for us. So that it is the responsibility of a teacher again. That's what I am saying. I'll give an example in next slides about the role of teacher. Okay, so in post-pandemic era, personalized healthcare solution is set to get prominence as experts see technological advancements leading a paradigm shift in medical space to deliver effective cure. So we discussed about artificial intelligence, machine learning, artificial intelligence role in in the pharma industry. Okay, so many new things or advanced things like computer-aided drug design. Okay, and molecular modeling tools. So many things are useful to develop new medicine, new drug, and among that, one of the best treatment is using genetics. Okay, so I am shifting from the our theme to the specific area. It is like pharmacogenomics. So the personalized healthcare is the need of the hour. So we see a paradigm shift in therapies where the organ-specific therapies through precision medicine techniques have been adopted at the moment. Okay. So pharmacogenomics, the promise of personalized medicine, so many advantages are there with it, and if you adopt this technology, so you also can get name and fame for the research for personalized medicine, right? So this is a news from Hindu. A woman becomes victim of clinical trials. So here in Hyderabad, Apex Pharma conducted clinical trials, and this one lady died. Out of 41 people, one lady died. Okay, so everyone started blaming the pharma companies, and of course, if pharma companies mean they are indirectly blaming the pharmacists who are scientists there, our own colleagues, okay, our friends. So they are blaming them. All the clinical trials are not ethical and all. Okay, but the company said woman's death not due to clinical tests. So they gave the information about how ethically they conducted clinical trials and whether they have taken written consent or not. Everything, every information, whether they gave it to her or not. And here I'll give an example. Maybe she is an illiterate, but in recent news, one group of engineering students participated in clinical trials. The study was 72-hour study. So the company asked them to stay there in the company itself, and they asked them to switch off their mobiles to stop the unnecessary disturbance. If anybody got a call urgent and if he drops from the clinical trial, the trial will be like affected, okay, disturbed. So they asked them to switch off them, and they paid 6,000 rupees per day, okay, for 3 days. And their parents started calling them, and 3 days there was no answer from their board. So soon after coming out from the company, they switched on the mobiles, and the parent asked them. One student informed the parent that we involved in clinical trials. Then there was a big issue in front of the company that the company is using engineering students as guinea pigs. So they are not illiterate and they are majors. They got money. They have signed the written consent. And now the beauty is the pharma companies developed a software. Okay, previously what happened? The software, software was not there. At that time, the person who is participating in clinical trials in Hyderabad today and tomorrow he used to participate in Bangalore, day after tomorrow in Delhi. Like that, he used to move and used to get the money. So unethical. But to prevent it, because it will not affect the person much, but it affects the clinical research and our product, new product. So there will be a big loss for the pharma companies. So that's why what they did is they developed a software, updated to prevent this. So Iris based software, and now they are using it. If you are giving your iris image, okay, then for the washout period, whatever it may be, till the time you are unable to give your consent to like work as a volunteer in other clinical trials, that type of technology is developed. So such type of things we have to do. So when this news came into like in newspapers, so many politicians also blamed the companies. Okay, one among is Brinda Karat. Okay, and even Apex Court also issued notice to Center on Illegal Drug Trades. Please think about it. Even one teacher practices unethical thing, every teacher will get affected. Please remember, one teacher in the group or in the team practices unethical things, entire team of teachers will be affected. The same thing happened here. If one company is practicing unethical things, then every company who is involved in clinical trials will be blamed. That's what happening. Okay, and the statistics prepared, so many newspapers and private agencies prepared the statistics and released into the newspapers. We don't know the reason beyond the death of people, right? So here I'll give an example of a teacher who prevented this. My teacher, Professor Sarangapani sir, when he was principal in University College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Karthik University, this Inadu print media and media people approached him. Multimedia and print media people approached him and they asked him, sir, please tell us something about clinical trials so that we will give information about clinical trials every day for a fortnight period. So immediately my teacher, he asked them to sit in his office and offer tea and snacks and explained each and everything about the clinical trials and the problems in clinical trials and the reasons for the death of the people in clinical trials. Okay, and the how the media and the other people blaming the pharma companies and all. At the end, the people, the reporters, okay, journalists said that, sir, we are now educated about clinical waste research, and now we won't publish even a single article about clinical research now. So that's what I'm saying. As a teacher, you have to not only educate your students, you have to educate the society also, regarding medicines, clinical trials, medicine usage, and about the vaccine use, and whoever have dilemma in using vaccine and doubts in using medication. It is our role. It is our role to educate all the people as a teacher regarding medicine. Right? Please remember this and please follow it also. Right? So here in the case, what happened? The fact is many individuals believe that when they are prescribed a drug and it does not cure them of their illness, the doctor gave them the wrong prescription. However, in reality, the prescription is correct, but is unable to take full effect due to the patient's metabolism. Right? It is more important to know what sort of person has a disease than to know what sort of a disease a person has, said by Hippocrates. Okay, so think about this small logic. What sort of person has a disease? That indicates your gene picture and genes, how, what type of genes you have, and why you are getting disease. Not the tablet and disease, right? Okay, drug response, traditional treatment. Okay, normal response, only few people will be like treated. It is like one size fit for all concept, and the doctors who whatever the procedure now they are following, trial and error method. They will ask you to use a drug for 1 week, and they will ask you to come back again after 1 week, and they will verify the clinical symptoms, and again they will change the medication. It is called trial and error method. Okay, if it is curing the disease, okay, otherwise they will change the medication. So that system should be removed, because it is affecting the patient economy also. Okay, it has so many disadvantages, the traditional treatment procedure, right? So what is happening here? Normal response, altered response, no response, toxic response, all will be there with the simple tablet. Already I told you with the amphotericin B example. Okay, if you are using traditional amphotericin B 500 mg, what will happen? Okay, it will produce nephrotoxicity. If you are using advanced novel drug delivery system, okay, it is overcoming it. And at the same time, this type of genetic picture and drugs will give 100% treatment for the patient. We'll see in the next slides. So here the genes are the biological units of heredity. Genes are specific sequences of bases that encode instructions on how to make proteins. So as a teacher of pharmacy, we know all the receptors are proteins. Okay, so the basic sequences of bases is the genes, okay, which will prepare you the proteins. So humans have between 50,000 to 100,000 genes. Genes carry instructions that allow the cells to produce specific proteins such as enzymes. You all know that so many drugs act through enzymes also. Means at the end, the genes are involved. The pattern of active and inactive genes in a cell and the resulting protein composition determine what kind of cell it is and what it can and cannot do. Flaws in genes can result in disease. This is the one conclusion of genes. Flaws in the production or preparation, synthesis of genes can result in disease. So how many genes that take to make a body? So depends on the complexities. So many genes are there in each organ, and this slide is important. So you please remember the entire genome picture is a book. If you treat it as a book, the chromosome is a chapter. The chromosome is a chapter, and the gene is a sentence. The codon is a word, and ATGC or your alphabets, and DNA is your language. Okay, so your book is genome, your chapter is chromosome, your sentence is gene, your word is codon, your alphabets is ATGC, your language is DNA. So please remember this. So next is genetic code. So DNA contains all the information necessary to make a complete organism. DNA is composed of a combination of 4 nucleotides: ATCG, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Okay, the central dogma: DNA leads to RNA, then it prepares the protein. So what is happening here? If any change in the codon or amino acid, okay, leads to flaw in producing protein. See, a small change in the gene sequence can result in a very different protein. Okay, so see here the changes in the last one. Okay, so here variations in our DNA make us unique. Variations in our DNA make us unique. So see this picture. Is it true? No. Actually, it is prepared by a software app, Dubsmash. Okay. Of course, they got a group photo and made like this. But it was circulated and got more popularity in WhatsApp, and everybody believed this is a genuine one. But in reality, it is not. Okay, so just because of app they prepared it, and it is not that possible. But like Dolly, okay, the sheep produced from stem cell technology, so you can do that with preparing on genetic picture. Okay, if you change genes and produce such type of animals. Okay. So human genetic variation in DNA, single nucleotide polymorphisms are the major culprits causing this flaws in genes. Okay, so the best example for insertion is your obese rats. You may heard about obese rats, which are useful in obesity research and research on diabetes. So produced, developed by National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad. So what they did, they inserted a gene which is causing obesity, and they produced obese rats, right? Instead of inducing obesity in rats during our study, we can readily get the obese rats for our research. Okay. Next is deletion. So here in cancer research, the main obstacle is the hair. Okay, hair of animal, the fur. Okay, what scientists did? They removed a gene which is causing hair production. So they produce like your nude mice. Okay, so these two are the best examples, so that you can know the changes can do something. So short-term repeats. Okay, here also they are they form repeatedly in the same sequence. So that leads to flaws and translocations. So instead of ATG, so it may form in the GTA and all other sequences and all. So in different places also, location also change. Okay, so that you will get a different gene. So you can see here. So variations in polymorphism is there, deletion is there, insertions are there, and translocation is also there. So by the result, you will get a different gene, right? So DNA sequence variation in a gene can change the protein produced by the genetic code. So here the pictures are very much important. So here you got in a gene A form, gene A from person 1. So you got the structure of the protein is like this. So your drug will occupy the receptor and elicit the pharmacological action. So as a pharmacy teacher, you know that every drug must have like affinity towards the receptor and intrinsic activity to produce pharmacological activity. If it is having only affinity and lacks the intrinsic activity, it won't produce any pharmacological action. That's what happening now in trial and error method, or one drug fits for all. right? So what is happening here? The structure is same, but it may not produce the action here. Okay, but the third one, the structure itself entirely different in gene A from person 3. So you should not expect the same action from first person. Okay, so that is a major problem with the treatment of one drug suits for all, right? So in history of pharmacogenomics, we are studied in B form about slow estelators and rapid estelators. That is the main like example to know about the effect of genes in drug activity, right? So pharmacogenetics is generally regarded as a study of clinical testing of genetic variation that gives rise to differing response to drugs. Pharmacogenetics, how relevant are your genes to drug response? Okay, so many inter-individual variations are there for drug response, like age, your obesity or volume of distribution. Okay, like absorption parameters. So many are there. Okay, but here gender variation and all. But at the end, genetics also plays a major role. Genes, right? Age, race, weight, gender, okay, concomitant diseases, concomitant drugs, social factors, and all. Okay, last but very much important is genetics. They affect the action of a drug. Okay, what are the reasons a person would react differently to drugs? Having the drug and receptor here. Okay, so you can see the double helical structure of gene here in the nucleus. So drug is occupied the receptor, that is protein, and it elicited pharmacological action, developed action potential, and gave a pharmacological action. So what is happening in different groups of activity? So first one is like hypersensitivity. Too many effects are there. Okay, so the drug, if receptors, all the receptors are occupied, and if the structural similarity is there, what the drug will do, it will occupy other receptors and elicits the hypersensitivity reaction. And if the receptors are less, and it will be like subtherapeutic level. If you are giving 650 mg of paracetamol, if the concentration reached in systemic circulation is 200 only, it is merely wasting of your time and money in the treatment. Okay, so if it is crossing the minimum toxic levels also, it leads to toxic effects. So it must be optimized in the plasma concentration. Okay, so mutated one, the receptor itself is not compatible with the ligand. Okay, lock and key mechanism. The shape of the key is not like appropriate with the lock. Okay, if key and lock shape is same, and still a problem is there, the levers must be same on the key like what are there in the lock. Then only you can open the lock. Otherwise, no. Only structural similarity may not help you to produce. The same thing here. Okay. So other physiological traits that enable you to respond. Okay, here what is happening is few drugs are occupying receptor, and we can get the information that the receptors are responding to the drug. As a trial and error method, you can do it, or receptor activation, you can check it. If the receptors are responding to the drug, then immediately you can go ahead with the medication. If not, then you change the treatment, especially the life-saving drugs. If you are wasting time in changing the medication as a trial and error method, the patient may die in between, right? Instead of that, in the beginning itself, you check which drug is perfectly suitable for the patient, and you can start treatment, and you can stop further worsening of the situation of a cancer patient, right? So the presence of receptors influence how we react to drugs like tumoricide or the chemicals like PTC, phenyl thiocarbamide. So what happened? One scientist who was transferring this PTC from one box to other box in the lab, the adjacent scientist, he got the powder on his tongue and he faced got the bitter taste on his tongue, and he complained to this first scientist, and first scientist tasted again, there was no taste at all. So again they tasted on so many people, so few people responded as bitter taste and few of them said no taste at all. So that powder was used, even till date it is used for the paternity test. There was a news here in Andhra Pradesh. One candidate claimed that the governor himself is father. Okay, they conducted this paternity test using PTC, and it was proved that the candidate was the son of, at that time, governor. Okay, such type of paternity test also depended on genes, genetic picture, right? So if your tumoricide does not work on HER receptor 2, if it is giving negative response, then leave it. Don't waste time. If HER2 is positive, then tumoricide works. You start the treatment immediately. Aggressive treatment may save the life of a cancerous patient, right? So next is how your body possesses the drug after receiving it. So all of us know about pharmacokinetics and dynamics, absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. But here about the genetics, the metabolism stage is playing a crucial role, right? So what happening in metabolic enzymes like CYP2, cytochrome P450 enzymes. So the drug is metabolized by enzymes, and the metabolites produced metabolites will occupy the receptors and elicit the pharmacological action. Okay, a part of metabolite may be removed from the body, okay, as more polar product, and DNA variations in special proteins in the liver called enzymes can influence a person's ability to metabolize certain drugs. That is a major problem here. Okay, the enzymes, the role of genetics in drug metabolism. So 20 to 95% of individual variability is genetic based. 20, if it is 20%, okay, manageable. But if it is 95%, not at all. If it is the individual effect of drug is 95%, then no use of giving that drug to the patient, right? So 200 selling top drugs, 59% of the 27 most frequently cited in adverse drug reaction studies are metabolized by at least one enzyme known to have gene variants. So this is a major problem, and there is a joke on it. There was a conference going on in US, and everybody was presenting their expenditure and adverse drug events, and it was a term of Indian scientist to explain about the ADRs. He said no ADRs at all. So everybody shocked. 130 crores of population, and so many medicines are there, and so many people are using OTC drugs and other drugs also like OTC. Why you are saying no adverse drug events? And he said there is no data at all with us. So that is the unfortunate thing with us. But now the Indian Pharmacopoeial Commission working hard to prepare the entire data of ADR through its programs. Okay, PVPI, Pharmacovigilance Program of India. Okay, so with that program they are doing it, but most of the drugs are contributing to the economical disturbance due to this metabolism of drugs. Okay, if you know about the metabolism of that particular drug, you won't give the drug to the patient, and the patient won't get adverse drug events, and it may save the life of the patient and reduces the cost of treatment, reduces the cost on ADR management. Okay, so consequences of polymorphisms may result in a different amino acid or stop codon, may result in a change in protein function or quantity, and may alter stability of mRNA or no sequence. Right? So CYP2D6, CYP enzyme classification, and it involved in like your metabolism of slow acyl salicylic acid, metabolism of codeine, phosphate. Okay, it gave different action after metabolism. Okay, so here is poor metabolizers, intermediate metabolizers, and effective metabolizers, that is called normal metabolizers, and ultra metabolizers. This is like your subtherapeutic level, therapeutic level, supratherapeutic level, and toxic levels, etc. So the same thing is there. Effective dose C is giving you normal metabolizer. Okay, B is near to your toxic levels, and D is merely no use at all. And A also producing toxic effects, no use. So C is the one optimized. And as per the pharmacology knowledge, we can't say all the side effects are harmful. Okay, for example, Avil tablet is there, the chlorpheniramine maleate, it produces drowsiness as a side effect. Most of the doctors will utilize that side effect as a therapeutic effect for the people who are suffering with insomnia. First, they will try to give, treat them with placebos. If not treated, not got cured, they will start giving Avil tablet. Okay, chlorpheniramine maleate, and they are utilizing the side effect. And even a severe allergic condition also, the patient will suffer with insomnia. So in that case also, doctors will give Avil tablet to control the allergy as well to produce drowsiness, to give relief to the patient. So here also the same, the slow metabolizers also useful. I'll give an example here. Proton pump inhibitors are used to treat acid reflux and stomach ulcers. Okay, ulcer cure rates using omeprazole and amoxicillin by CYP2C19 phenotype. So what is happening here? See, rapid metabolizers 28.6%, intermediate metabolizers 60%. This is effective metabolizers, right? So poor metabolizers giving 100% cure rate, because some diseases needs steady state levels of the drug in systemic circulation. So that is what happening with poor metabolizers. The drawback with poor metabolizers is accumulation of drug take place in the blood. Okay, and if single drug is there, it may not produce the problems. But polypharmacy, if the patient is using more medication, then the drug interaction is possible if the drug accumulation takes place. Of course, drug accumulation is sometimes useful, like penicillin and probenecid combination. Okay, probenecid blocks the excretion of penicillin, and penicillin accumulation takes in the body, and it leads to steady state levels and gives you effective eradication of the bacteria. So such type of things are there. Don't think drug-drug interactions are harmful always, right? The same way here also, poor metabolizers are useful. And importance of pharmacogenomics, one size fits all drugs only work for about 60% of population at best. And the other 40% of the population increase their risk of adverse drug reaction because their genes do not do what is intended of them. So I'm not exaggerating the situation, but here I want to give the examples of my own family. So my son won't respond to paracetamol if he gets fever. I have to give Nimslide only, which is banned now. Okay, and when he was a child, I used to give syrup. Now it is banned. And at that, when he was 8 years of age, at that time, the government banned the syrup of Nimslide. So what I did is I gave half tablet of Nimslide from adult dose because it is unavoidable situation. But I treated it with one single dose. That's it. Okay, and later the doctor advised me to give the combination of paracetamol and mefenamic acid. So it worked up to 80% only. Okay, that is the worst situation I faced because he was not compatible with the paracetamol. And another example, when my baby daughter was 8 months old, so she got diarrhea, severe diarrhea, and I approached the doctor. Doctor prescribed ciprofloxacin. Okay, so we gave ciprofloxacin, and she developed urticaria, skin rash. And we approached the doctor. Doctor asked the history, drug history of the family. So unfortunately, my wife, the baby's mother, has the problem with ciprofloxacin. She also used to get allergy with ciprofloxacin. So immediately, doctor advised us Atrax, okay, hydroxyzine hydrochloride, centrally acting anti-allergic drug, and change the medication. So this clearly indicates every family has their own gene pictures and their own response towards the drug. I'm not exaggerating this, okay? It happened in my family itself. Okay, then drug target genomics says drugs of the future, amazing new medicines will be based on your DNA. So find out how they will change your life. Okay, principle of pharmacogenomics in normal genes, okay, there will be 60% success. But in SNP variant gene, here you will get 100% success. And according to Professor S.K. Kulkarni sir, 60,000 receptors are waiting for your research. There is no drug discovered for those 60,000 receptors on human body. You think about it. So if you have a chemical library, you try on those receptors. Okay, by using your advanced computer-aided drug design. Okay, you check it the QSAR also. Then you go for your molecular docking and all. You can do miracles. That's why 6,000 receptors are waiting for your research, right? So the right drug for cancer, pharmacogenomics is used in targeted therapy for cancer to identify the best drug regimen for a particular tumor. Even tumors of the same type, such as lung, breast, or liver, vary at the genetic level. This is very much important one. And cancer is fundamentally a genetic disease, but most of the genetic differences between cancer cells and normal cells are not inherited. They accumulate as the cancer develops. That is a major obstacle for us. The drug is unable to identify which is cancerous cells and which is normal cell, which is proliferating, like bone marrow cells. Okay, the proliferation of the cells takes place in bone marrow. So it is affecting that also. That is a major problem. We can overcome this problem with pharmacogenomics technology. So analyzing specific genes in patients, tumor helps doctors identify the drug combination to which the tumor will most likely respond. For example, the breast cancer drug Herceptin is only effective when the tumor cells have accumulated extra copies of the HER2 gene and have high levels of protein. This gene encodes their surfaces. Right? So personalized medicines used pharmacogenomic technology, Herceptin, which is already there in the market. Okay, Gleevec, treatment for patients with Philadelphia chromosome positive chronic myeloid leukemia, and erlotinib, treatment for non-small cell lung cancer, and maraviroc, treatment for HIV, and iloperidone and schizophrenia treatment. Except the last one, this one is like life-saving drugs, cancer, HIV, okay, etc., and CNS schizophrenia, and personalized drugs, Herceptin, okay, Erbitux, and Qarziba for lung cancer, and Strattera, 6-mercaptopurine, okay, leukemia, and antivirals. Okay, here the beauty is we have to know the gene picture of microbes. Okay, that's what the scientists did to develop the vaccine. That is the beauty here. Okay, in pharmacogenomics, so they developed the gene picture of the virus, and they'll develop the drug which can kill the virus effectively by acting on those genes or those proteins developed by the genes. Right? Human epidermal growth factor receptor (HER2) and epidermal growth factor receptor (EGFR). Right? So breast cancer in 1990s, surgery, radiation, chemotherapy. But in 2012, surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, specialized treatments for certain types of breast cancer developed. Okay, HER2 protein and receptor Herceptin, the drug is already in market. I already told you, and Herceptin is nothing but Transjumab, and human epidermal growth factor receptor 2. It acts on it. How it acts? So it will breast tissue biopsy. You have to collect the tissue and send it for biopsy, and in the cell culture studies, you can verify whether Herceptin, the receptor is responding towards Herceptin or not. Before giving to the patient, preliminary assessment you have to do it to know whether the receptors of that particular patient are responding towards Herceptin. If not, you discard Herceptin. You try for other drug, HER2 negative, then other drugs, so that you won't waste any time in the treatment of patient. So you can give 100% cure to the patient. Right? HER2 gene product is overexpressing in 1/3 of breast cancers. If overexpressing is there, then you can go for the treatment. Okay. Then see the biopsy. So first one is negative, second one is positive. Immediately you can start the treatment with Herceptin to the people who got HER2 positive. Right? P-glycoprotein as novel target for drugs is also important. Here, what is happening in the apical side and basal side of the cell is, so the drug, the anti-cancer drug is entering into the cell. But the problem is with the P-glycoprotein pump, what it is doing, it is effluxing the drug out. Soon after entering, the PG pump is effluxing the drug out from the cell. So there is no treatment for the cancerous cells. Otherwise, the drug will act on the cancerous cell, on the nucleus, and kills that particular cancerous cell. So we can overcome this problem with your pharmacogenomics technology, and you can inhibit the molecules of multi-drug resistant inhibitors, okay, with the technology of MDRI and this pharmacogenomics. Okay, so benefits of pharmacogenomics: creation of more powerful drugs, better, safer drugs the first time, more accurate methods of determining appropriate drug dosages, and advanced screening for disease, better vaccines. Okay, vaccines will activate the immune system but will be unable to cause infections. Okay, so improvements in the drug discovery and approval process, easier development of drug using genome targets, decrease in the overall cost of healthcare. Okay, 400,000 wrong drug prescriptions per year is the statistics. So we can prevent at least 80% from this by your pharmacogenomics technology. Okay, physician benefits. Obviously, doctor will minimize the treatment success by individualizing patient treatment to match their any genetic makeup, and trial and error method will be removed, and keep current with at least advanced genetic science. Opportunity to build this science. Okay, patient benefits. What patients will get benefits? So we already know every drug will have side effects. So if you are using a useless drug to the patient, unnecessarily creating problems with the side effects and the other effects of the drug, you can give an effective drug to the patient. Okay, so our drug will be right drug for the right patient. Okay, so that you can save the life immediately. And Genelex DNA drug reaction test. This is an important one now. So what Roche company developed is Roche AmpliChip 450 test. So you yourself also verify your gene picture of CYP enzymes now. So that so many drugs are metabolized with CYP2D6. If your gene picture, if you know, and CYP2D, the drug is metabolized with CYP2D6 of your gene picture, okay, then you can verify whether it is doing harmful effect or useful effect. Then you can take the drug. That is the beauty of pharmacogenomics. So testing methods are available now. This equipment uses blood, but now advanced technology, just in advanced countries, with your saliva, they will give you the your genetic picture of cytochrome P450 and all. That much developed tests are available for genomics, right? So barriers for pharmacogenomic process. Of course, I told all the positives. Of course, negatives also there. The drawbacks is limited drug alternatives. Okay, like already told you, Herceptin. Herceptin is developed, and if alternative is there, then only we will go for alternative for that particular patient. Otherwise, we will give the Herceptin only. Okay, so we have to do research for alternative medicines also. Then only pharmacogenomic technology is successful. And complexity of finding gene variations that affect drug response. Okay, the gene variations, so many variations are there, crores of genes are there. So finding variations of all the genes, entire book, your genome is almost difficult. So if you know each and every letter, language, word, your sentence, your book, then it is possible to do whatever it may be, right? So this incentives for drug companies to make multiple pharmacogenomic products. See, it is one or none. If you will get treatment, means 100% cure. If not, zero. If not zero, you check it with Herceptin. If the receptors are responding, Herceptin will give 100% treatment. But if not, zero. There is no effect of Herceptin on that particular patient. That is the main problem. That's why the companies are not coming ahead to prepare drugs using pharmacogenomics. But the NGOs and the trusts are giving support to CROs, contract research organizations, like Melinda Gates and all. They are supporting, they are funding the agencies who are working on pharmacogenomic technology and to develop new medicines for life-saving drugs. Okay, so scope for pharmacogenomics, the emerging discipline of pharmacogenomics attempts to apply the innovative technologies of genome sequencing in order to better understand drug response, to produce more effective drugs with fewer side effects on the basis of individual patients' genetic makeup, and making personalized medicine an economically viable possibility. So all stakeholders like patient, pharmacist, doctor, pharma company, everyone will get benefit from this. So much of scope is there for pharmacogenomics. So pharmacogenomics and the future, it is most important to know what's in the beginning itself. I told this, and pharmacogenomics, though in its infancy stage, endeavors to tailor medical care to the individual. So the goal of personalized medicine is right dose, right drug, right indication, right patient, right time. We can achieve all these rights with pharmacogenomics. So if you go to a mall, you want to purchase a shirt, you will check it short, medium, XL, double XL, triple XL, and all. But few people get a correct fit of that shirt, but remaining others loose or tight or so. The same way happens here. One that fits for all. So here in future, we can tailor the medicines according to our disease. In the future, we will have the ability to tailor drugs according to each individual's specific genetic makeup. Right? Traditional treatment, a patient goes to doctor and doctor advises, gives a prescription and asks him to go back again after a few days and check the symptoms. If not cured, changes the prescription. Right? And next one is doctor advised him to get the diagnostic report. Based on the diagnostic report, he used to start the treatment. For example, he is suffering with an infection. So doctor will ask him to get the bacterial involvement in that infection, and he will give antibiotic. But he doesn't know whether that antibiotic is effective towards that bacteria and whether the bacteria has developed resistance or not. So again the problem, again the patient will come to doctor saying that it is not cured. So such type of things are there with the traditional one. So here with the diagnostic report and all, it is 30 to 60% of patients will respond only. But hope for the future, you have to get the a prescription from the doctor, and you have to get your genome picture from the lab. Okay, then you show it to doctor. Doctor will prescribe a perfect medicine for your disease based on your gene picture and disease, and it will give you 100% cure. Okay, pharmacogenomics determining the right drug in the right dose at the right time for each and every patient. So, April 1953, Dr. James Watson and Francis Crick determined the structure of DNA, and April 2003, Human Genome Project determined the entire DNA sequence of human. So, in future, 2050, you wake up feeling terrible and you know it's time to see a doctor. In the office, the physician looks you over, listens to your symptoms and decides to prescribe your drug. But first, the doctor takes a look at your DNA. Okay, today versus future drugs are one size fits all, and future drugs specific for you, more effective, minimizes side effects. And in your packet, maybe in 2050, you will have a personalized card, health card like this. So this barcode will give your entire genome picture. Okay, what you will do, you will give it to the doctor. Doctor will analyze it. Okay, which genes are acting in a different way, and you got the disease. And according to the genome picture, according to the proteins present on your body, which are representing the disease, the drug will be prescribed. Means the protein nothing but your receptor. Right? So here is the sequence. Here is my sequence. Please give the medication. Okay. So this ends my presentation. I thank Assam Downtown University for giving me this opportunity for interacting with the teaching fraternity. Now this forum is open for questions. Any questions are there? I am happy to answer them. Over to the organizers.
Yes, sir. Open. Yes, sir. Or any faculty member can ask.
Of course, you can send your queries over my mail also, drchi@NNALA, Dr. Chinala @gmail.com. At any time, I will clarify those doubts also, if not now. Okay, no problem at all. But as a teacher, you import the knowledge, improve your knowledge first, and import the same to the students.
Sir,
I think one,
Yeah, that will be sus- right.
yes, sir. As you said, by 2050, we can expect one size which fits all. Is it possible with
It
this
is like
pandemic situation also
it is like
during
our
this pandemic?
assumption. No, no, no. Before COVID, they said 2050 we can get this one. Maybe very soon also we can get it because the research pace is increased towards this pharmacogenomic products. Even in Hyderabad, so many agencies are there which will test your genome picture. Just they are charging 21,000. You can get those agencies in Google search also. So that much reach of diagnosis of genome picture is there. So we have to utilize it. Before we are approaching doctor, you can show your genome picture and you can upgrade the knowledge of doctors also, who are not asking for your genome picture. We have to wait for the health card.
So even health cards are also right now they need to also update, no sir?
Exactly, exactly,
Regard
exactly.
in this manner also for when they
Yes,
are going for medical insurance.
obviously, obviously.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you.
so their participant feedback link will be shared in the comment box and fill the feedback. And for hello, am I audible? Yes. Thank you, sir. And sir has explained very nicely about the genome sequence and what are the future outcome of the medicine and one pharmaceutics can do. And also, sir, gives us important tools and like online teaching, how we can improve that.
Thank you, everyone. And my
Also, sir,
special thanks to my beloved junior, who is a faculty at your institute, sir, Durga Prasad. He requested you people to give me an opportunity, and thanks for the opportunity also. And
and
I
thank
thank
you,
all
sir.
the faculty attended and listened my lecture with patience. Thank you. Shall I log
That
out?
is very important for us as teaching learning process also very good. So we hope we will get back to yes, we'll get back in future also. So for next
Thank
session, kindly thank you.
you.
For participants, next session kindly join 5 minutes before for the next in the mail address. Okay, so join next session. We hope all the participants will join the next session and kindly fill the feedback form which is sent in chat box. Okay, thank you. So with this, I conclude.
అదే అంటున్నా కదా, మంచిగా ఉంది ఫోటో.